Let's get it started in here.
And the bass keeps running.
Welcome back to the Hustle Podcast. We're in for quite a show. Tonight we're going to talk about the top 6 teams who we think are going to be there at the end. That's right now. But after that, we're going to go teams most likely on upset alert. After that, Bama and Clemson versus the field. Fair play for pay. And then our quick picks, in-depth picks. Just figured we'd give you guys a summary of what we're going into. I'm your host, Caleb Westra, CJ Hester, John Hope, and Logan Smith. So, top 6 picks. I'm going to start out with number 4. I'm going to put LSU.
Okay.
So, LSU at number 4. Number 3. I'm going to put Clemson.
I thought you forgot.
And number 2, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay.
And number 1, Alabama.
Okay.
All right.
So, that being said, teams I left out.
The 2 teams looking in.
Mm.
kinda
2
like
teams
right
looking
out.
in. Number 6, Oklahoma. And number 5, I can't believe I'm saying this, but they played a great game against Georgia. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Wow.
At number 5, I think I don't know. I just felt like
Respect.
that matchup with Georgia puts both of them ahead of Oklahoma. They're good. Oklahoma's good, but
Wow.
Oklahoma really hasn't played much. You know what I'm saying? They haven't played
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
So that's my top 6 right now, as of right now.
And what to kind of carry off that, I like what you're saying there is because Virginia was a huge game. They have to play well.
yeah.
8 sacks. They limited to Virginia 4 yards rushing.
It was close
Like,
in the first
and
half.
let's-
It was kind
that's
of.
But you know Notre Dame, that was just them. Like they're not playing Georgia.
It looked like Michigan's new coach is
It's
going to do well.
it's not the Virginia that it used to be. Virginia has talent and good coaching. It
Oh,
was a
this
solid win.
Bronco Mendenhall's a great coach.
And
Great
let's not
coach.
forget about Ohio State at 7. I could have probably put them in the top 6, but they got the gauntlet coming up, and that's why I wanted to see the test. Before I can just say right now, these teams that are playing right now are ahead of the game by already playing their big matchups.
You
Right.
put Notre Dame 5 spots ahead of everyone that has them in the AP. You jumped them.
But because
On
the
a
AP
loss.
is going on a loss, everybody else is
Well,
undefeated.
4 because we're 9 now. aren't we?
I'm taking the 6, 7 best teams right now,
Right,
regardless of loss.
And no, you're
Yeah.
giving them respect for going
Because
to
going
Georgia,
into
going to
Georgia,
Athens.
and I
Right.
put Georgia at 2. So
Right.
putting Georgia at 2,
Yeah.
I think they're experienced.
Played
In the
them.
last 3 years, they've kind of got screwed.
Caleb, you know what's weird? We have the same exact top 4.
That's crazy.
Exactly. And then I couldn't put Notre Dame last, but the only 3 and 1.
All right, go ahead,
All right,
CJ.
so-
I'm going to say at 4, and we got some similar teams. At 4, I'm going to go LSU. At 3, I'm going to go Clemson. At 2, I'm going to go Alabama. And at 1, that would surprise you guys. Because I'm going based off who's playing the best right now. And this, I believe they're playing the best at anybody in the country. Ohio State.
I knew that was happening.
You're an idiot.
Ohio
I knew
State
that
at
was
1.
coming.
He's a fake
And like
fan.
Caleb said, the test is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
like
test
them
is
right
coming.
now. I think they could be a top.
But
top
I'm going
team.
about who's playing the best right now. They're playing
Yeah.
the best right now.
No, I totally.
I get that.
At number 6, I have Oklahoma.
Okay.
And at 5, I have Georgia. Now, you can easily put Georgia in there. I'm not going to put their SEC teams. in the
Right.
top.
So
No,
who's your
yeah.
7, 8? Just quick. Icebreaker.
And you made a great point. Notre Dame's up there. So I got Notre Dame just on the outside looking. The win losses are hurt, but I think if they win out, they still don't have a fair shot at making it.
The
Yeah.
crazy thing too is you still got Auburn, Texas,
Yeah.
Florida,
Auburn. If Auburn wins against
Penn
Florida,
State.
oh man.
Like you got all these
Got a lot of
teams.
teams.
There might be some that
it's
I
all going to
forgot
sort
mention.
itself out. They're all going to play each
Wisconsin,
other.
too.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, who's bullying people right now.
Wisconsin, man, they look
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of sleepwalking through
Oh,
that
definitely.
Northwestern game, but they
That's
still
a
won
huge win
handily.
against Ann Arbor.
There was no scare that they were going to lose.
Hey, if Michigan bounces back, then it makes them look even better.
Well,
Right.
you
You
guys
know what
aren't
I'm
out
saying?
of it yet. I mean,
No,
you
that's
can
what I'm
still win the
saying.
Big Ten.
No, that's what I'm saying. It makes Michigan Blue Bear. All right, John. You
All right,
kind of
who you got,
alluded
John?
to some
I
of
did.
it.
I did 4 LSU, 3 Clemson, 2 Georgia, 1 Bama. To me, it's about who do you want to play right now.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't
yeah.
want to play Bama, and I don't want to play Georgia again. And Clemson, I mean, they're still the defending
you-
champs, but they almost
Clemson.
lost to North
Wait,
Carolina.
who is your 2 teams?
2 teams
looking
out
at?
looking in. I got Ohio State at 6, and then
Okay.
Oklahoma, just because of pretty much Jalen Hurts just
Yeah.
showing
I
out
love it. Okay.
4 or 5 touchdowns a game.
So who is your 2 teams looking out? So looking at who's that 7-8? You got like Notre Dame and maybe Auburn up there.
Notre Dame, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Both of those at the 7-8. So if
I
we
like
had the 8-team playoff, that'd be
Yeah.
pretty great. It'd be a lot
I'll be the
easier.
same with John. 7, 8. I'll have Notre Dame and Wisconsin right there too.
I don't know about Wisconsin. I think I would put in.
You think you put Auburn?
I think I'd put Auburn in.
After
They played a bigger game.
you know what?
Let's be honest. They played a bigger game, and Northwestern. That was, like we said, it's kind of sleep.
Ask me after this Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're definitely gonna find out who.
and,
Well, we
and
talked-
then we could add Florida to that list if somehow
Yeah,
Florida comes
Florida
out
with
and-
Kyle Trask. Somehow he's actually getting the ball to the playmaker.
Yeah.
So is this offense better without Felipe Franks?
I don't like Felipe. Franks.
Who would you got, Logan?
Okay, so at number 4, I got the Georgia Bulldogs. I mean, that was a great win against Notre Dame. That crowd was rocking. Hey, hats off to them.
But they didn't cover.
Yeah,
It's
that's
one
what I
thing.
like.
That's
Yeah,
one
well, and I
thing.
knew they weren't. I knew they were going to cover.
I didn't.
People just were not liking Notre Dame, and I kind of liked our matchup against them. But okay, so my number 3 spot, I got the Clemson Tigers. See, they've got a bunch of holes. North Carolina kind of poked them, exposed those, deficiencies on defense and offense. Offensively, Trevor Lawrence isn't playing as well as he should.
But
I
last,
kind of think though Clemson might go on a tear after that.
well, remember last year
But-
when Trevor Lawrence came in for
Kelly Bryant.
Kelly
Kelly
Bryant?
Bryant, yeah.
That was a scare.
Yeah,
Syracuse?
against Texas.
Or was
well,
it-
A&M. Trevor Lawrence got hurt against Syracuse.
Oh yeah, and then that was another
Yeah,
one. So
another scare.
survived in advance.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
My number 2 team is Alabama. Tua in that offense is going crazy. I think Bama definitely has the best receiving core after what they did last week against Ole Miss. It's just awesome. My number 1 team, CJ, give me some knuckles. Ohio State Buckeyes. I think offensively, they are every aspect of their offense is just clicking. Defensively, defensive line, awesome. Linebackers stopping the run. They are not. Hey, Greg Madison coming on from Michigan. I think he solved those defensive problems for them, and my 2 teams looking out. I got LSU and Oklahoma.
I'll put
6 and
LSU
5.
outside.
And
No
I
love
think-
for LSU. That
Which-
Texas game must not have mattered.
Well,
but then
I-
it's just too early to tell.
yeah, I think all those top 4 teams, if they played right now, I think would beat LSU. That's my only thing, and I think Oklahoma would beat LSU as of right now.
I just like that new offense for him a lot.
Oh, I love it too. I think that defense for LSU
They're
is good.
always-
I just
they're
need to
always
see a
good
little bit
defense.
more before I buy into this LSU team because we see it all the time where LSU looks good, but when this comes to big games, they're not.
All right. So that being said, teams most likely to be on upset alert. I think, and this may sound silly, but UCF took a tough loss.
Yes.
They were kind of spat in their face, like he told you should have made the college football playoffs, all this stuff. And I think there's going to be a bigger loss because you survived 1 loss in 3 years, but you survived 2 and 1 to Cincinnati. It's a night game, Friday night, 8 p.m. on ESPN. Folks, look up this field. It is amazing. The Bearcats got a remodel. The eyes on the field, they're watching everybody. The football gods are watching this game, and I think it's plus 3.5 Cincinnati.
It's crazier than
I
Boise
think
State.
UCF is on a bigger upset watch than people think.
Yeah.
Because this could be detrimental to their program.
Well, I think people.
You can rebuild from 1 loss season, but 2 right after you said you deserve these national championships.
Yeah. And I think Cincinnati's kind of coming in underrated. Kind of everybody looks at what Ohio State did to them.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you cannot look at that.
No.
Ohio State's been. They might do it to everybody
We'll
this
see
year.
what
Who
Desmond,
knows?
We'll see what Desmond Ryder does and see if he can pull off this upset. What about you, CJ?
I'm gonna go with something that nobody's thinking about. Georgia at Tennessee. All right, I think it's gonna be one of those games when you look up in the third quarter and you check the box and you be like, "Why is it a 7-point game going to the fourth?" All right, I think it's so show. I think Tennessee's defense will come and play. I think the run will be stopped. I don't think DeAndre Swift goes off for 125 yards rushing. I think it's closer than you think. This is Tennessee's season right now. This is all they got to play for. We got Georgia at home for a night game. Let's show everything we got.
Do you know what I noticed about the Notre Dame game against Georgia? They played really good coverage. All their DBs played really good
Yeah.
coverage. And Jake Fromm still found open receivers. He still put it in those tight windows. He's NFL ready.
And
right
another
now.
thing with this Georgia team, they're coming off a bye week.
They are
They're
coming off a bye
rested.
week.
They are.
So,
rested.
Cowherd, you're picking Tennessee.
I'm not saying I'm picking Tennessee.
I'm just still put them on upset.
I just
in
don't-
the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Just don't be surprised if Georgia
I mean,
sleepwalking into Tennessee.
it's a 20-point spread, right?
Well,
so you
that
can pick
and-
them to cover
So the fourth quarter,
if you want to do
But
that.
It's
guys,
24 and a
No,
half.
I see what you're saying. This is college football. Anything can happen. We've seen
These are
crazier
18
upsets than
not
that.
that.
We've seen
18,
way
19,
no,
crazy.
it's the
Haven't.
first weekend of
He's a Michigan fan. He's
John,
seen
I
App
see
State with the
Appalachian
blood.
State
Yeah.
walk in.
John, tell him it's what month is it?
It's October. What do you mean?
Spooky.
Spooky picks.
Spooky
It's
sexy.
spooky picks.
I hope Tennessee comes out in their black uniforms, just all out decked out,
Yeah.
playing this
Can't
game
say
like
that.
it said last.
Right.
I'm wearing pink because it's breast cancer awareness.
Who you got, John? Who's the
Saving
most likely to
Tatas.
upset?
Weird pick for me. I don't exactly have a great reason. I just think it's not even a night game, but West Virginia and Texas.
Maybe because Texas they play Oklahoma next week.
Yeah, they
could
could be
looking
overlooking
ahead,
West
yeah.
Virginia. It's a 10.5 point spread at West Virginia, 3:30. Sam Ehlinger is a good quarterback though,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna have to be one weirdly in terms of turnovers, punt
Yeah.
returns.
West Virginia's defense will be
Strange
coming
special
up.
team stuff could happen, but that's my odd lock pick of the week also.
That'd be huge. That'd be a huge.
And let's
upset.
see if Texas is really back.
Right.
But I
yeah.
think Texas last year, 2 years ago, they would lose this game.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
So if they're really back, they will win this game and be prepared next week when they play
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
All right, the team
I miss Charlie Strong.
most likely on upset that I took. I kind of looked at the 3 big games for Saturday, and I thought I was looking at the Auburn going to Florida. The way Auburn's not going to come out with a victory in the swamp is if Bo Nix makes mistakes against the best defense he'll have seen all season. Florida's pass protection, they're going to have to step up. They've looked bad all season. And this is going to be the best defensive they've seen all season. Defensive line of Auburn, they might eat all game. But if they can keep Kyle Trask upright and give him time to throw and get the ball to the playmakers, the wide receivers, the tight ends of Florida, maybe get some running backs going, Florida could have a chance here. And I feel like everybody's overlooking the talent that Florida still has on that defense.
They do have
Like they might force some turnovers here with a true freshman coming to the swamp. What do you guys think?
I think
We were watching that Florida Tennessee game a couple
me and
weeks
John have
ago.
been talking about this for the past 2-3 weeks, and we swear Florida is 5-0, and it feels like they're 500.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
they could have easily lost to Miami. They could have easily lost.
Something's not right. Even before Felipe Franks got hurt, something about that Florida team is not right.
It's,
They
it's
just
all
seem
those injuries and
doomed.
transfers they had
Yeah.
in the summer. They had 2 of their 3 best top recruits transfer out.
Like,
They have injuries all on that defense.
Something seems off about that
if
top
you
10
tell
team.
me in the summer that Florida would be 5-0, ranked top 10 in the country right now, I'd be like, yeah, they're rolling. No,
Right.
I got they might be one of the they just playing bad for undefeated.
Doesn't this
Right.
kind of look like a Jim McElwain type
Yeah,
team?
yeah.
Like barely winning, barely scraping through. They
And,
they have a chance to win the SEC East, but they're barely getting by.
But at some point, you said, did Bailey make it by? Or is it just a explode? Is it
Right.
just so go disaster at some point in the season?
No,
when they
well-
lose 3 straight games.
Yeah.
4
They-
straight
they
games,
might, but I think
They
that's
gotta,
Florida.
they gotta
I
play
think-
Georgia. They gotta play. I don't know who else.
I think
is on that
when we
schedule.
look 4 to 5 years down the road, I think Dan Mullen has this Florida team back. Though I believe in
Oh,
Dan
for
Mullen.
sure.
Yeah, I
He's
like
gonna
what
have
he's
him
doing.
back.
This season might end up 8-4, 9-3 type season, but still, I think in the long run they're
So,
fine.
so they got Auburn, LSU, South Carolina, and
Yeah.
then Georgia.
That could
They're
be
not- this
three-
could be a 3
3
or 4
losses
games
in their
slide.
next
Yeah.
4 games. Yeah.
Relatively easy going out. Vandy,
Yeah, but
Vandy,
if
Missouri, Florida State.
They
but-
can.
All right. Well, that's my team then. I think.
All right. So, some upsets. We hope some of them happen. Now, our next segment: Bama and Clemson versus the field. Like you guys all know me best, I think I'm going with the field. And here's why. We talked about it earlier with our top 6. There's probably 12 teams in that can contend right now for a championship.
12. Wow.
I said top 12 still
Wow.
has a chance.
There's
Depending
still
on
a lot,
a lot of teams, at least the top 10, and there might be 4 teams that probably are labeled as pretenders that could pull their head out of their ass and maybe do something.
Yeah.
So I'm going with the field. I mean, you got teams like Georgia, you got teams like LSU, you got teams, and those two in general are in the SEC. So Bama, Auburn. You know, I'm not saying Bama doesn't run the field in that. They could. Don't get me wrong. If they do, there's like no surprises. Bama. But with what the season is doing right now, usually we don't have this many this late. Was
No,
it week
it-
6? We're almost halfway through the
almost
season.
halfway through the season.
It feels like the NBA this year being so open. This is the first time I can
Yes.
remember college football being.
Being
I
this
think so.
open.
This has been definitely
It's
in
nice.
years.
No,
It's-
but they-
it's really,
if
really
they win
nice.
out, they win in Ann Arbor, and then
Who
you
you
know you never know. So
I
I'm taking the field.
I think coming into the season, we thought here comes Alabama and Clemson for another year.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Cleveland going state in the NBA. Or
Yep.
just LeBron and going state, just
Right.
like it's happening again. But I'm with Caleb. I'll go with the field, and it's not even close. The past couple weeks watching Clemson play, the offense looks shaky. Something's not right. Something's not clicking for Trevor Lawrence right now. He's just playing slow. Maybe it's going into just weaker competition, playing down to competition. But as far as looking at LSU, Georgia, Auburn, Notre Dame, who played Georgia close, just all the other teams in the country that could knock him off, I don't. And like, I can pick those teams being Clemson. I mean, I still think Alabama's offense is so good right now that I don't know if anybody can outscore them. But Alabama's
Oklahoma.
defense is sketchy though. That's not the Bama defense we're used to.
No, the
Right.
telling
So
you what I
I-
said earlier about their middle linebackers.
Yeah.
It's just there are freshman middle linebackers, and that core usually strong. And they
So
don't-
I think when they play LSU, when LSU goes to Bama, it's not going to be your old score 13-10 LSU. Alabama. It might be 35-4, like 38 game. It's going to be a little different this time around. It's going to be a shootout.
It'll be fun.
So I'm going to take a field. John?
I want to take the field, but at the same time, Clemson's just going to get by these lesser opponents. It's the ACC. They don't really play anybody. They're going to get to the championship. They're at least the top
Are
4.
we talking about like the top 4? Or we talking about
Well, we're talking about championship.
We're
So,
talking about championship.
so when you talk about Clemson just getting there, it's obvious. Bama,
but they can
I
lose
think
the
they're
first
just
game.
better just by the fact they have Nick Saban. And I think they also get there. And then at the end of the day, I'm going to pick Bama and Clemson to get back to that championship game and play
it's
again.
like, why we pick against Nick Saban?
Right.
Like, you can still do the Alabama against the
Right. It's like
yeah.
it's like I want to pick against Belichick in the NFL,
Yeah.
but he's going to get back there again. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have way more confidence in Alabama
Yeah.
than Clemson right now.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with Bama and Clemson, even though I want to root for all these other teams.
Yeah.
Like you said, 12 other or 10 other options we have.
Logan?
All right, when we talked about wanting to do this segment, I was torn. I was torn in between who I should take. Coming into the season, I took Clemson playing Bama and Clemson winning it all. But now, if you ask me I think I might have to take the field. When I started to dive deep into it, I wrote down a list of 10 to 12 teams that are still in this thing. I've got LSU, Georgia, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Auburn if they can win against Florida, beat Bama at home. You got Texas who could, if they win the Big 12, could be in it. You got Oregon if they win the Pac-12, Washington if they win the Pac-12, Wisconsin if they go on a tear, beat Ohio State, win the Big 10, Penn State if Michigan if they also could win the Big 10. So that's 12 teams right there that have a
14 right there.
shot to win their conference and still like make some
But do they have a
noise.
chance of beating them?
Yeah,
I
when
think
it comes
Clemson.
down
I
to
think
it?
Clemson and Bama have shown they're
Very
beatable. They're beatable.
They're still
more
great.
so
They've got-
Clemson, but your team has to come to play because you know they will.
Like you're telling me
You think-
that North Carolina had the talent Clemson had last week.
Yeah.
North Carolina wins by 10. Who
See,
didn't have
if-
that
if-
talent?
okay, so if my top four were to, if Ohio State were to play, say Clemson, and Bama were to play like Oklahoma or something, I think Oklahoma beats Bama. I think
think so.
Jalen
Jalen
Hurts.
Hurts has
I
something
think
to prove.
Ohio State's more
Jalen Hurts
overall.
wins Bama.
I think Ohio State's
That's-
more overall talented than Clemson.
I'm-
Well,
I'm-
talent-wise, I think they are.
I think they're more of a team. Like their scheme.
For me, it's the complacency factor, and that's what I worry about.
It's
And
hard
I
to
think
win
that's
2
what-
in a row.
and
It's
that's
hard
what-
to win.
and
They
that's what
win two
happened
out of
with-
3.
Yeah, it's
And
hard
that's
to
what
do
happened
that.
with Purdue, like last year. They just got complacent late in the season, and that's what cost them.
Yeah.
I think they proved they should have been in, but with that loss, they weren't going to get in. Anyways, now that we got all that done, let's go on to some huge news that's been in the last month, especially now some new news over the last week. Fair pay to play. What do you guys think?
I love it. It's about time the athletes start making off of like this company, like or not this company, like NCAA and colleges and conferences. They make millions
Yeah.
off of these
Billions.
These
So,
kids,
well,
billions. Yes,
before
exactly,
we get
billions
in-
of these kids, these athletes that risk their health, their brains,
Their future,
with all these
all of it,
concussions
right.
and stuff going on. Like they risk all that, and you know why? Because it's entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's
Are you not entertained?
exactly.
A big point about this bill is that it's not the school itself paying these kids,
Yeah.
which is an argument people had against it when they were like, well, what are you going to do for the golf team, the
Yeah.
lacrosse team? Are you going to pay them, the swimmers? And it's
It's-
like, no,
it's
we're going to pay the people that
individual,
actually bring
yeah.
in money. And it's not even the school doing it. It's
Well, do you think
It's
the
boosters.
school-
Car
will the school-
dealerships.
Will the
It's
school,
boosters.
will the school make money from it?
No. Oh well. Yeah, they'll make money from it because if they win national championships,
Say like
if they win,
Zion Williamson signed with Jordan. Do you think all of Duke would switch to Jordan because he's wearing Jordan?
No,
No.
we don't know all the details about it. Can they sign Chico? I don't know if that's
No,
in
they
the
can.
law.
They can. So let me get in depth before we kind of start arguing a little bit. So this won't go into effect till January 2023.
Okay.
Only paid by third parties. So basically, any shoe company, any TV commercial,
boosters.
Booster, I don't care if it's Boost Mobile, they can pay to have these kids in commercials, rocking their cheap service, and they can use the names, images, and likeness of the player. This hasn't happened or been talked about since O'Bannon versus the NCAA with the EA Sports lawsuit where players wanted money for the famous NCAA 14, was the last game that was made, video games. That's why I want this to happen. I want my damn video games back, man. So, that being said, it could affect in ways. So, because I think people will just want to throw in their 2 cents like, oh, the school should not play, and we've talked about that before. Like last year, I think there was should schools have a salary cap for some of the players?
Yeah.
No, they make enough money off endorsements. If you're the person that you need to be, make your money.
Yeah.
All right.
Get better boosters.
Hey, this is a funny thing though. They put those guys in jail from like Arizona and all that for
Devin Shapiro, the dude from Miami, that.
all those
well, that was more
endorsements
like
from but
cocaine and hookers. And stuff.
No, but I'm just saying.
But
like,
it
Adidas.
mostly
What all
was
remember the
from the
Adidas?
money he
And
was
then they were
like-
trying to get was it DeAndre Ayton
Yeah.
and Zion
Yeah.
and like some of those guys like Cassius
Reggie
Winston,
Bush. Reggie Bush got his.
All these
Heisman
guys are
taken
like
away.
put on a freaking cross and thrown stones at over something they're gonna make legal.
Yeah.
So is there gonna be repercussion and repayment to those guys? Like, does Reggie Bush get his Heisman back?
No.
No, 'cause
No,
it's
they
the
will-
NCAA.
they
That's
won't.
the,
Yeah.
only the
They're
NCAA.
bitter.
can give it back.
NCAA is not going to. They're not giving up. They're
So-
still saying if you get paid, you're not playing. But this is where it's going to maybe go where college football says, "Hey, screw you guys. We're gonna delegate ourselves.
Yeah,
we
and,
don't
and
need
what's
you guys."
stopping other than them
Because
all
look,
getting
no,
together from getting
presidents still bring up to the NCAA why you guys are corrupt. Your favor one school over another. They still bring up the Notre Dame where they had a tutor help them extra with papers, but then they get their wins taken away. But North Carolina, who they've had fake classes for over 30 years, have nothing happen. No wins taken away, no scholarships, nothing. Same with Michigan. Michigan with the Fab Five.
Oh,
They
definitely.
took away. They death sentenced you guys for 10, 15 years, banned you guys. North
And
Carolina
you know how
was
much
doing the same
millions
stuff.
of dollars they would have made?
Yes.
Now they're all doing pretty good except for Jimmy King. But
NCAA
and he's
is
probably
good.
doing well. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying like he's not making the millions like Juwan Howard just
Well,
signed
he
as
could have-
head
he
coach.
could have-
Number on
Jalen
team.
and
He
Jacoby.
could have made $1
But
million
that's what
while
I'm
he was
saying.
in
For
college.
those guys
yeah.
like that, they could have made more money.
Yeah.
Chris Webber's doing well because he's on NBA.
I'm just saying NCAA is a joke.
Yes.
Oh,
And
it is.
well, it's not only the NCAA. Okay, if you look at the presidents of the conferences, so yesterday was Big Ten Media Day for basketball,
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah.
and the president of the Big Ten went out on a press conference saying
Said
he
no.
is totally against this law, which I would think would be most guys representing their conferences because they're with the NCAA.
Well, you know what? The Big
The
Ten
NCAA
gets
is
paid
writing
by
their
the
check,
NCAA,
But
yeah,
it's not
that's
going to
what-
matter what he said because once everybody else does it, he goes, "Okay, we're on
But this is
board."
the thing.
We're not
So-
trying to. You think Ohio State's gonna? You think their president's
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Okay, we're not gonna let it." Yeah, bullcrap.
I was
They're
saying,
not gonna let Ohio
State's
State.
AD
Yeah.
would say he was against it. Michigan AD say he was against it. You're against it now.
Yeah,
but
until it all
Well,
in
goes.
it
2
happens.
years when 5 other states
Well, this is the
agreed to
thing.
it.
You don't
like,
think-
this
you always
year
think-
when Harbaugh came, they had all those like big like events and stuff. Imagine that tenfold once you can get money for players, dude. It's gonna be.
And I think
Well, that's what I think. They're saying.
Jumpman.
They're saying Notre Dame, with those multi-billion-dollar corporations in New York, are going to start offering family members jobs to come, and they're like, "Come play for us 4 years. You're a top
and
recruit."
just think what Kentucky can do for the basketball wise. They
Oh
have
my gosh.
10 All-Stars in the NBA.
you don't think IU doesn't have a bunch
you
of
know what
boosters
the big-
to bring them?
You know
They
what the
want.
big school's gonna happen? Oregon, Nike headquarters. Dude, they're
I think-
already drawn because of the jerseys and the gear.
I'll give you-
Imagine that when you can sign.
I'll
with
give you
them
the
in
top
college.
team. I'll give you the top team. This helps the most. Texas A&M. They have the most money. They've already done a thing. Who has the most money in college
Yeah.
football? It's Texas A&M. All their boosters own oil companies. They have the most money in America. And I think Texas A&M is really
Yeah.
gonna. They're just gonna be paying players
this
left
is,
and right.
This is my thing, though. Say this goes into effect. Is it going to be more corrupt than just money?
What do you mean? Like
Is it going to be like the
and-
strippers and
Oh
the
yeah, it
hookers
already
and-
is though.
But that's what I'm saying. But
It
now
already
you get a
is.
little leeway.
Oh no!
No,
Well,
we give it a little leeway.
No,
but
no,
that is-
wait,
you
wait,
still
But if you dabble with the money, you say the money's
Guys.
okay, then people are going to be more apt to try other things because it's just like anything.
I don't even know why we're still talking. By 2023, we're gonna have everything. They're gonna have the planned out, set and rules, what you can and cannot do.
This
I
law
think
would
we
be-
don't have enough
It'll
information.
take.
right
It'll,
now.
it's going to
Yeah,
take
it's gonna-
longer than you think.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it
what I'm
will,
saying.
and
We
this
don't
is-
have it.
we
This
won't
is
see
my
this
thing
till
is
after
I hate
23.
that
Yeah, exactly.
It's state law right now.
Right.
But I disagree. I think the federal go and then what were you saying? There was a
There's
They're
a guy
gonna-
in North Carolina,
And
congressman.
NCAA is going to fight it tooth and nail the whole
Oh,
way.
yeah,
it's
for
going to
sure.
draw out the
But
process.
this is the cool thing.
so much longer than it
This
should.
next presidential election coming up this year could have something to do with this because sports is so big in America.
More so.
Do you think people would, as running for president, say, "Hey, I support this. This is what I want to
Well,
do with
it-
this."
it-
bill."
not-
Not their only thing, but
Yeah.
that's one
Right.
side.
Not just
part of
president,
politics.
More like mayors and stuff like that.
That
More like
too.
in the lower level. More than
But
the
to pass a
presidency.
federal bill, you
Yeah.
need the
You
three.
You need Congress
yeah.
and you need
Think
the
how
House.
many just think how many college athletes there are. Division I, Division II, Division III, NIA. So you go and be like, yo, I'm gonna pass this bill, and you don't think all those college students will not vote for you?
Well, okay, so this is what they're trying to do. All these states are trying to pass their own bill, but there's a congressman in North Carolina right now that's saying, guys, we're doing this the wrong way. Everybody's trying to pass their own bill. He's like, let me make one federal bill. We'll all pass it for every state. Everybody will be fair. It's like, you know what I mean? So it's like, he's just like, we're doing this all wrong. Let's be united about it. If we're all going to he's like, if one state's going to do this, let's all be together as college football and just do this as a whole, not just a couple
So
states.
the NCAA has lobbyists that work in Washington, and they're going to do everything they can to bargain, to
Yep.
blackmail, to
Yeah.
brown nose, to get people to not vote
should
for
be
them.
ugly, but
And
I'm
it's going to
kinda-
take longer than we want.
I'm kind of entertained though. We have something to
It's
talk
very
about. You
entertaining.
know,
Right.
Did you hear the president of the NCAA? I forget his name, but he called the governor of California before he signed the bill. He called him the night before. He begged him not to sign the bill.
Yeah.
He begged
Because
him.
he knew it was going to be the floodgates for the college players, and they don't want that. And
This
they know
Mark-
that.
Domino
Mark
effect,
Emmert.
hopefully.
Mark Emmert,
Yeah.
yes. This is just something. The NCAA.
It's so corrupt.
This is the worst nightmare.
So the
Well,
reason
'cause then
the reason the NCAA was founded was to pretty much just because so many people were dying playing football, they were just there to set rules and
Yeah,
regulations.
it's like the government.
but then they took
It's-
over.
it's-
It's,
it's the-
just like our founding fathers.
Well-
it was good at first.
Yeah, it's the government. The
Change
NCAA is
that.
the government for college
Right.
sports.
Yeah.
They do what they want. They're. Yeah, I don't even.
They've
wanna
gone
get-
too
we
far.
Can, this
It's
is another.
evil.
Yes,
They're
this is
corrupt.
another. We can
Yeah.
do a whole podcast
We don't
of
like
it.
them.
If you guys want it, comment.
Except
Please
for March
comment, 'cause
Madness,
I
that was a
didn't
good
see
idea.
much. Y'all need to
Right?
comment.
Yeah, March Madness.
It was a great idea.
At the end of the day, we're still going to do our podcast because we love doing it. But we'd love to have you guys input in what we can do better. So, all right. So our first quick pick of the week is number 21 Oklahoma State as a -10 favorite versus Texas Tech. I'm taking Oklahoma State.
I'll go Oklahoma State.
As am I.
Yeah, give me Oklahoma State.
Alrighty.
Quick.
Next one. TCU 3-1 at Iowa State. Iowa State coming off a loss to Baylor. I'm taking Iowa State.
Give me
Also-
Iowa State.
Also, Iowa State. Baylor's not bad. They started off undefeated.
Give me Iowa State.
All right. Now we'll go into a game. Two of the people on this podcast might like. Bowling Green, 1-3 at 3-1. Number 9 Notre Dame, -45.5.
Oh my God.
I'm taking Notre Dame.
Wait, did they cover the spread? Let's do against the spread. Obviously, Notre Dame.
Well, I mean, my pick's Notre Dame. I think they cover, but that's not like
Well, that's
my
what I'm
lock.
saying. Yeah, just.
No, but
I'm picking
they
Notre
cover?
Dame.
They
I
cover.
got Notre Dame and
Yeah,
they
they
cover.
cover.
they're gonna put up 75.
Yeah,
That's
they
against
cover.
Brian Van Gorder,
hope
their old
so.
defensive coordinator.
So, our next pick is number 11, Texas. A 10.5 favorite at West Virginia for a Big 12 matchup. I'm taking Texas. Okay, cool, hook 'em.
Give me Texas.
Give me West Virginia in an upset.
Is this your lock?
Is this
This
your
is my
lock?
lock.
Why? 30 seconds. Why is this your lock?
At home against Texas, and I still don't feel comfortable about Texas as a whole this season, even with their good quarterback play. From Sam Ellinger, he's put up really good numbers and only one interception, but I think he's due for a bad game
Okay.
at a tough crowd too.
So you think Austin Kendall, even though throwing 3 interceptions all
Right.
season,
He's
I think
6
he's still a
touchdowns.
good.
He's not bad.
No, he's not bad. Not bad. And I think that they're going to rely on the run a little bit.
Mhm.
So
I like what you said there, but okay, cool, hook 'em.
Yeah,
I knew that was coming.
I gotta do something crazy.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
know. I'd say we're gonna have the same picks all.
This
like,
is
right?
this is basically a toss-up game. Baylor coming off a good win, 4-0 at Kansas State, and Kansas State's 3-1, but they are the 1.5 favorite. I'm taking Baylor. Baylor's. I think they win this one. This is the best start they've had. Our Browse is going.
Right.
I think they.
Matt Rule's got them playing
Yeah.
good, boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Baylor.
I'm gonna take Kansas State because I just think Baylor's due for a loss. They're just not used to it.
Pass me the picks this week.
As of right now, I'm going K-State. Ask me game time. I'm going to have to check. But right now, I'm going Kansas State.
All right, next pick. Northwestern versus Nebraska. Northwestern played tough against Wisconsin. I'm taking Nebraska. It's -7. I want Nebraska as my lock of the week. Coming off a tough game at Ohio State, but they get another home game to play a decent Northwestern team, but they're 1-3. I'm taking Nebraska -7. That's my lock.
I'm gonna take Nebraska.
As am I.
Yeah, I think I'm going Nebraska.
We don't feel good about Northwestern.
Nah, we don't. We don't.
And next game, Pac-12, 8 p.m. on Fox. Number 13 Oregon at home versus Cal. -18 dog. Cal is a -18 dog. Or +18 dog, sorry.
Interesting.
I'm taking Oregon.
I'll take Oregon.
Everyone's taking Oregon. Are you gonna take Cal?
No, I'm going
Okay.
Cal, they lost their quarterback. That
Yeah.
offense
Yep.
is going to be a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just some stats from Cal's quarterback, Devin Monster, 6 for 15, 39 yards, 1 interception, and 0 touchdowns. I'm taking Oregon, obviously. All right, and our last quick pick, number 15, Washington versus Stanford, the 16.5 underdog. 2-3 Stanford versus 4-1 Washington. Washington coming off a win over USC, averaging 38.2 points a game. I'm picking Washington.
What's that game at?
It's at Stanford, 10:30 p.m. This is the
dark
night after
after
dark.
dark.
Yeah. Okay.
Pac-12
I was
after
It
dark.
gets freaky.
I was just asking. I'm still gonna take Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Washington.
I think Stanford's given up on the year as a whole already, starting out 2-3. Or starting out 1-3.
I think they might cover the spread, but I'm going
I
Washington.
mean, Jacob Eason's put up, 1,200 yards of offense, 10
He's playing,
touchdowns, and 2
he's playing
interceptions.
solid football.
Dude, watch out.
He's another almost NFL ready quarterback.
All right, so that being said, we're going to get into our in-depth picks of the week. We'll start off with number 18, Central Florida. A 3.5 favorite at Cincinnati. Cincinnati, like we said, has the turf that they just put in. It's crazy. It's going to be a night game. Friday night, 8 p.m. on ESPN. I'm taking Cincinnati. Desmond Ryder, 63 for 98, 815 yards of total offense, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Has a chance, to bounce back. I think some of those interceptions, you think they play teams like what? Ohio State, who kind of demolished them early, but that was an early game. So, 3 interceptions, but bouncing back and being 3-1, that's their only loss of the season. And playing a UCF team that has a lot riding on this game, which seems crazy, but if they lose, this is a conference game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Big conference game.
if UCF loses, they can lose the conference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If Cincinnati wins this game, I think they win the AAC.
Okay.
Yeah, these are only 2 real competition teams from that division.
And that's why it could be a championship game right there.
You say that, but technically, first place you got Tulane, who beat Houston.
Yeah,
Tulane, no joke,
yeah.
boy. Oh, man. They're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but I
The
think
Green
this
Wave.
could be like we always look at kind of like Michigan, Ohio State, or like Texas, Oklahoma, as one of those like big games for the conference.
I just switched my pick last minute. I'm taking Cincy.
Wow.
Taking
That field
Cincy.
is so
Taking
cool.
Cincy.
It was so.
Wait, who are you going?
It's so
I said
cool.
Cincy.
Cincy?
Yep.
I'm going to go UCF. I'm going against you guys hard.
Yeah.
UCF.
Okay, cool. Give me Dark Knights or Black Knights, whatever they are. Black Knights. Is that what Central Florida is? Black Knights?
Golden Knights.
Golden Knights.
Yeah.
They are the national champions from
Something
2019.
Give me Brandon Wimbush. Hopefully he plays a little bit.
That's what he wanted.
yeah, that's what I want Central
All right, number 14, Iowa, coming into the big house to play the number 19 Michigan Wolverines. Although Michigan is 5 spots behind Iowa, they are a 3.5 favorite.
It came out. It started as a
7-point favorite.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a home game.
It's a home game. Michigan looked good. It was Rutgers, like we talked about.
Right.
Rutgers fired their coach afterwards. They're shit show.
That's not.
It is fun. But if you look at these numbers, like points per game, Iowa's averaging 33.5, Michigan's averaging 32.5. Same with Nate Stanley and Shea Patterson. Shea only has 6 touchdowns. Nate Stanley has 8. 965 yards for Stanley, 905 for Patterson. It's going to be a hell of a game, boys. I think Michigan takes this one because it's a must-win. It's one of those they can't overlook because of the gauntlet, and I think this is important. If they lose this one, Harbaugh's gone for sure.
Wow.
I'm hanging on tight to Harbaugh and Shane Patterson. I've been with him all season long. I'm not going to give up. I'm hanging on tight. I'm going to take Michigan. And I think they win by 14.
Ooh, double digits.
I feel like the way Caleb talks, he thinks the season's already done because they lost once.
No, I'm not saying
It's
that.
'cause they got
a
their
must-win,
ass
no,
kicked. It wasn't
because-
a loss,
But,
it was
but,
an
but
ass
how many
He's
times?
over it. It was 2 weeks ago.
No.
We're over it.
We're
But he's
over it.
still
We're over it. But look, what happened? Like 2-3 years ago when Michigan was undefeated coming into Iowa and lost by field goal, and that cost them their championships.
Yep.
He's just being a
I'm
realist.
just being realized. Iowa is predominantly Michigan's kryptonite when it comes to football.
That's true. But
They
that's
But
play
it's at home.
usually
That's
at Iowa.
yeah.
That's where you
In
It's
Iowa
in a
City.
big house.
Hey, Kirk Ferentz.
Iowa's a
If he
weird
could do
place.
this, Coach of the Year again. He's 4-0. If he beats Michigan,
Who are you taking, John?
I'm going to take Michigan in a close one, and it's going to have to be from that defense. They need to step up.
Give me those good old corn-husking boys from Michigan.
What the hell?
I knew it.
What just happened?
All right.
They thought I was going to go Iowa, but I think Michigan won.
So,
Cornhuskers,
primetime game,
Nebraska.
which
Well,
I wish,
Iowa's got some Cornhuskers in
I
their
guess.
states. Michigan's got we got Cornhuskers in India.
which
There's a
to
bunch
be
of farmers.
It's all like soybeans.
soybeans. To be honest, I wish this was the 8 o'clock game, but it's okay. We'll give the 7:30 ABC to Michigan State OSU. But number 7 Auburn is a 3-point favorite over number 10 Florida.
Well, hey, you got Florida in your Final Four. If they can win this game, they are in it.
Yeah.
They've got
So you're
shot.
taking Florida?
You almost got to. That's you got
Yeah, man, you heard that.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I take Auburn and I win the pick.
Yeah, take him.
But if I take,
So who you gonna root for? Like, I mean, yeah, it's gonna make.
I just like football. But no, this is a great matchup.
Take
Felipe
it.
Franks is out. We're
Kyle
playing
Trask is
better.
I think Kyle Trask.
I think
is
Bo
better
Nix is
option.
due for a bad game.
Dude, he's a true freshman
Take
on
him.
the swamp.
Take him.
It's at the swamp.
Yes.
He's chomping it.
I'm taking the Gators. Florida. I think they're the dogs, but I think they win by a touchdown at the end of the game.
I got Auburn and a blowout in the swamp.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
A blowout. A statement win. I got them by 17 on the road.
Right.
Ooh, in the swamp.
In the swamp.
I don't have that. I got Auburn winning.
Logan?
I like Bo Nix. He's a good quarterback. He's young.
Like we were talking about earlier. Okay, I'm going Auburn, but like we were talking about earlier, I think Florida could easily have lost 2 games already, and I
Yes,
think they're
they're-
just due for a
They're the
loss.
shakiest top
That's why I
10
didn't
team.
want to take them, but it's in the swamp and it's freshman quarterback.
And it's your pick.
It's-
You got to ride or die.
This is the third week in a row Logan has picked me and pushed me into picking the underdog with Arizona State. Did they
And
lose last
they've
week?
won every time I
Did
push
Arizona
you.
State
Every
win
time
last
you
week?
pick, every time you
I didn't even look.
See, you're lucky I keep
I
pushing
might want
you
to change
into
my
it.
pick.
To
If you
what?
keep pushing him and he picked Florida.
Dude, the 3
Change
times
it.
I've done it, the Auburn at A&M, they won.
Change
Auburn
it.
against
Nah.
Oregon, they won.
I already said it.
Arizona
I already
State
said
against
Auburn.
Cal, they
I
won.
already wrote it
Arizona
down.
State against Michigan State.
They won.
So
See?
that's 4 times.
4 in a row.
What we got next? What we got next?
All right.
Now I think Florida's going to win.
I'm helping
It's
Caleb.
a coin flip.
Wait.
This is a conspiracy.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
No,
I'm
but-
going to switch it.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait,
Hey, we're not done. Let him switch it.
Okay,
If
I'm
he
gonna
goes-
switch it.
Caleb, it's not.
Screw
you
it.
can switch your picks all the way up until game time. You just
Yeah.
gotta let it be known.
No, that's.
I think that's
I think it's
fair.
crazy if you do it too often, though.
No,
you
but,
only get 1 per week.
but if some,
Or, so whatever.
yeah,
Alright,
we'll
fine,
do
we'll
one
do
per
that
week.
for
You
the
can switch.
All right.
Okay, what you got next?
All
Well,
right.
isn't that what we
You
said
gotta let
the
it
other
be.
week?
All right.
Well,
I'm picking
Oh, you
this
switched
next
off.
game, and it's going to be tough. Number 25 MSU is a 20-point dog at OSU. 4-1 versus 5-0. MSU hasn't looked the best, but they had Scarrett in Bloomington. No, it was home against IU.
They won by 8, I think.
How many times do I gotta say it? Hang on, Sloopy, hang on. Oh, H. That's as far as I'm gonna go because I cannot, as a Michigan fan, finish that. Ohio. I'm picking Ohio.
What's the spread?
20 points.
Do they cover?
Yes.
That's why I didn't lock it.
Yes.
I almost wanted to bet on it, and I in my parlays that we've been doing, and
The difference in quarterback and defense, even that good
But it's
MSU
it's a
defense.
low key rival game.
This is the first game they'll be like, Justin Fields is finally gonna look a little shaky. He hasn't seen a defense like this before. I got Ohio State though.
Ohio State.
All right.
You got them covering.
Huh?
You got them covering the 20 points.
I think they cover, but I wouldn't bet on it.
I don't think they cover.
I would put money on that game actually. I don't think MSU is going to score more than 10 points.
I think it'd be low scoring. I think Ohio State doesn't put that many points.
I think Ohio State could put over 30 of, even on that good defense.
Give me the bug nuts.
The bug.
The Bucs.
I think
Give me
J.K.
the
Dobbins
nuts.
runs all over that defense.
I think so too.
Give them the nuts. All right.
All right. So that wraps that up. But I think we should do another pep talk for the 20-point dog, Michigan State.
Wow.
Should we go
They
into
need
it?
it.
Let's hear it.
They
All
might
right.
need it.
Let's hear it, D'Antonio.
You guys are always the underdog. You're never picked to win, and nobody likes you. That's why we're going to come in, and we're going to win. You want to know why? Because we're Michigan State. We're the Spartans. We're tough. The defense has proven time after time that we can play with anybody in the nation. Now, offense, it's your time to get fired up and go. Brian Lewerke, you're a seasoned veteran. You need to step up with confidence of 300 Spartans
Jeez.
and beat those Persians. As all the odds added up against you, go get it.
Yeah.
Go green, go white. MSU to victory.
That was like remember the Titans when he's throwing it back talking about the Titans.
We are the Titans.
Speaking of that game,
That was a good speech.
not only will Cincinnati be having a blackout, Ohio State will also be having a blackout, pulling out black alternate uniforms
That's-
for that.
And they got a DJ on the field, bro. It's coming. Like we talked about with Georgia. I think this is the new wave of college football, bro.
I like it.
Money's coming to players.
They would be
endorsements coming
top,
to players.
they are top recruits coming to this game.
Yes. For Michigan State to save what they have, I mean, they're, 3-1, so it's not bad. But that loss is, they're 4-1, but that loss to Arizona State.
Lose.
But Arizona State looks good right now, so we'll see. I'm still taking OSU. The Persians won in the end.
They're
So,
it's
but
the
to
Michigan
give
State
on-
offense has to do something.
so,
Something.
you got anything else?
No,
I got nothing.
think
We're
that's
good?
everything.
Go
All right.
blue.
I'm hungry. Let's get out of here,
Go
boys.
Irish.
Ooh, I'm starving.
Go football! Thanks for
All right.
watching. Just kidding. Not
Listening.
yet. Listening to the Husk podcast.
We're never gonna get on camera.
Thanks for watching.
All right. Good night.